Coming up on today's Love Travel, Live Travel. No more American Airlines? Well, not for some. Then we're naming our own cruise line. Plus, we'll dive into 2 incredibly easy and low-cost marketing tactics to help you attract new clients and generate those repeat sales. We're going to learn how the NFL is spurring travel demand and how we can all cash in on it. Then it's all about the pinnacle. We'll hear about one special couple who is setting the bar high and someone that we would all love to have as clients. And we'll hear about one cruise line that is setting the pinnacle according to the CDC. Well, sort of. Paul is going to join us for a special game of Gen Z Time Traveler. Plus, we finally got Evan a mic, and you just might see his face. All that and more on this episode of Love Travel, Live Travel. Welcome to Love Travel, Live Travel.
Wow.
How are you, sir?
Great to be here. Hey, I'm really excited for the show. I heard my name earlier. Lovely to be here. I'm Paul, and love to always live my travel also.
Paul is sitting in for Joshua today. Now, the last time that I hosted the show without Joshua, you hacked the power grid and cut off the broadcast after about 10 minutes. So hopefully we can make it through all the way. Welcome to the show, guys. This is the time where we get together on a Friday afternoon. We kick back. We relax from a hard week of work. We talk about travel. This is the show for people who love travel so much that we built a life in and around travel. You know what? I want to thank all those of you who are tuning in live. If you're watching this on tape delay, as they used to call it, or on a stream, we're live every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. You can also hear us on your favorite podcasting app. So do us a favor. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend. Spread the joy. So we have a lot to talk about today, Paul. Mm-hmm. A lot. And I have to say, I knew Joshua was going to be gone.
Yeah.
So I had to, leave the Hawaiian shirt at home and be the grown-up.
Someone's got
in
it.
the room. And I'm very pleased to see that you're channeling my inner Hawaiian-ish.
Somewhat, yeah.
Deal.
I mean,
it looks like you have a stain, though, like right there.
When I bought this, I just noticed this today. It came pre-stained in a lot of certain spots. I don't know if you can see on close-ups. But, yeah, it's like a newspaper. And I guess someone was drinking coffee on top of it or something like that.
Should I spill my coffee on it?
Well, I don't know if you'd even notice.
I actually need one of those, Paul, because then no one would notice if that's one of the reasons I always wear black, because that way if I spill, no one's going to see the stain.
No one has any clue.
That is the shirt that I need.
Ross.
Is that where you got it?
Yeah, I think so. Ross or TJ Maxx.
All right.
Thank you.
I can
Not
dig
sponsored.
it. I can dig it.
Yeah. And
I got some palm trees in there for our Hawaiian friends currently watching. I got some interesting Route 66, other memorable places.
I love it.
Feel free to watch as the show goes on what other Easter eggs you could find on the shirts. Yeah.
I feel really bad if there's something horribly embarrassing on there that you just don't know about.
Yeah. I hope not.
Speaking of news.
Yeah.
That's a good segue.
Paula Hood let go from his job after wardrobe mishap. Well, that wasn't funny, was it?
We've been going out with a bang.
So, man, what a week. Did you have a good week?
I did, yeah. I mean, we've been having an exciting event here at the studio all day at the headquarters, and really good week for travel. I mean, lots been going on. I shouldn't say good week, but exciting week for travel.
Studio A here is rather well insulated, but we have a nice size training class going on right on the other side of the studio window. So you just might hear, some chitter chatter, some laughter from time to time. But it's okay. We're all having fun, and we're gonna end the week on a good note. So
strong.
So if you had a cruise ship?
I thought
your rich uncle said, "Congratulations, Paul.
I bequeath you
my cruise ship, and you get to rename it. What are you naming it?"
You know what? I thought a lot about this, and then I forgot about it until it just came to me an epiphany. I would name it Second Time's the Charm. I think I would call it that. Something really ominous where people would ask, what was the first ship? What happened to that one? And I think it would be a lot of fun. Kind of like a little joke there. What about you?
Goodness, I don't know. I do know that I know why Joshua plays with his little wand now.
Yeah, it's quite magical.
It is. It's just fun to kind of hold. I'm like, Okay. I'll put that down. What
As
would I
one of them.
name my cruise ship? I don't know. Let me think. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Oh, sure.
We'll come back to that in a minute. I want to get to one of our top headlines
Oh.
right from the get-go, and that is
This just in, breaking news.
American Airlines has been in the news quite a lot over the last couple of months, and taken, shall we say, an aggressive tone with the agency community. Well,
Yeah.
two tour operators today have said, no mas. I've had enough, and we're not going to take it anymore.
Okay.
So Avanti and Tauk both saying no more American. They're not booking American anymore.
Wow.
And Tauk is extending that to all of the One World Alliance. So British Airways, Finnair, Iberia, Japan Airlines, Qantas.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize
So-
there were that many.
Yeah. So, it's a strong move, and I applaud them.
Oh yeah, and Avanti. I mean, that's a pretty larger tour operator. This is definitely
Yeah.
probably not the last we're going to hear of other people doing things like this.
I found it to be an interesting development. I want to. We'll see what happens, but I just thought share that little nugget that came across the wires with all of you.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one other thing. Mm-hmm. So Joshua, when he leaves, he's last time he left, we turned this into a bit of a sports kind of sports den, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
That was fun.
Football's everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm a football fan, and the NFL released their schedule for the year just the other day.
Yeah. All right.
The excitement is building.
Sunday. It's all here. You got a long episode.
Got to play. Okay. So the NFL released their schedule, and they make it a big event, right? So they've had the draft. They had that like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, and that like all through the offseason, they have these different events, right? Which is just brilliant marketing.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? So they released the schedule, and I was listening to a podcast with one of the NFL staff members who's in charge of schedule making, and kind of getting his inside perspectives on how they go about that, because there's a lot of logistics involved. But here was the other thing that I was thinking about. Millions of fans love the NFL. It's the most popular sport in America.
Yeah.
And what a great opportunity for advisors to put together groups
Oh, totally.
that follow teams. And this is not a new thing. There are certainly agencies that specialize in this. But, if you have clients who, or even friends, they may not be clients yet, but they're passionate fans, it's amazing that, the conversation of talking to a couple friends like, hey, let's go to this game, in this city, how that can all of a sudden turn into a group of 10 or 20 or even more.
Yeah.
Right? And then there are suppliers that specialize in making tickets available, certainly, the air team can help with Group Air and that kind of thing. So it's, I think it's a great opportunity to kind of cash in on that hype that's
Yeah.
kind of in the news cycle right there, right now, and take advantage.
Oh yeah,
Take
guys'
advantage.
trips are an easy group getaway.
Yeah.
As long as they get their wives' permission. But it's
Naturally.
it's a great opportunity out there. I'm not a football person myself, but oh yeah, there's all places across the United States that you can hit and make a full trip out of it too. Because I don't know if they're doing one in Arizona, you might as well go see the Grand Canyon, something like that. Absolutely.
Cool. So the other thing that I found interesting, so I was listening to a podcast called The Season with Peter Schrager, who's on the NFL Network.
Okay.
And so he's interviewing this guy from the NFL. And, you know, you think about the NFL as a league, and sometimes you don't necessarily think of it as this massive multinational business. And he was going through the business of how they set the schedule and how they work with not only all of the teams and what their marketing departments want to promote at different times of the year or what events they have, but also with the television networks and how they want to drive ratings. And I started thinking about the travel business and how, you know, certain products we want to promote in certain times of years. And I found it interesting. And as I was thinking about the show today, I was thinking about, you know, as you're thinking, as we're all thinking about our marketing plan for the year, you know, are we thinking about those key holidays, those key seasons ahead of time? You know, do we have it written down in our planner when we want to talk to people about spring break travel or summer travel or holiday travel? And too often, you know, we get bogged down in what's busy right now. And all of a sudden, guess what? The holiday booking season is past, right? And we start thinking, well, the fall's coming. Oh, we got to start selling holiday travel. Well, guess what? All the great stuff's already been booked. Right? There's no inventory. So how do we create that marketing calendar? So we're thinking about these key seasonal events, very much like the NFL is thinking about things as they put their schedule together.
Oh, right.
So, and I know suppliers, that's a big factor for them as well. Right?
Absolutely.
Is making sure that core inventory is sold ahead of time and that we're promoting it ahead of time. So I just, you know, I don't really have a point other than that.
No.
But I was just, as I was listening to this podcast, I was like, I should mention that.
Yeah.
You know?
There's so much thinking ahead that you got to do to hit those deadlines because everybody else is trying to hit those too. You got to keep up.
Okay, so let's go to the chat for a second. I need some inspiration on cruise ships. Daniela, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Daniela. Paul LaHood, you're right here. How did you type a message?
I guess we're just really good at that, good at texting.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like ventriloquism, but with
I've got a
computer.
ghostwriter in the other room.
I guess. I need one of those. Roby Chris, happy Friday. I'll go with the SS Rock and Roll.
Ooh,
It will be the ultimate party ship.
that's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm feeling that. Amanda Sherman, happy Friday. Let's see. She's going to go with Sky, Dreams, and Stars.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's kinda
like
romantic.
I know. A serious name. I like that. Terry Denton, See the World. Of course, CSEA.
I didn't even need to know how it was spelled. I knew it was there.
Mine might be See Ya Later. Like they have at the back on back of a speedboat.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be bad. Joshua's in the chat. Hello, Studio A from LAX. And he's mocking our talk of the NFL.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, that's right, Joshua. You leave, even for just a minute. And sports gods have invaded.
Us football fans, you know us.
The Shock and Delight? Is that the name of your cruise ship, Joshua?
Ooh. That's kind of cool.
I don't know. Oh, no. He said, oh, no, I don't know. Okay. Evan, what would your cruise ship name be?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Look at that. Producer Evan on camera.
We figured it out. I liked something like what Jason said, like you're reading and you're reading it as it's like going away. So
Eat my wake.
yeah, something like that.
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I like something like that where you can read it as it's going. Although I guess if you're in the open sea, like there's no one behind you, right? So
Whales.
You're not helping
can
Evan.
whales
You're not-
read?
No,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Last I checked, no.
Okay, well that's what I would do. Good to see everyone.
How about producer Evan?
Oh, I'm liking this. Yeah.
No longer just a Tinkerbell
Yeah, no longer
sound
just
effect.
a
Now he
sweet,
has full
beautiful
voice
noise in
and-
our ear.
Do I have to vocalize the sound effects now?
Now, okay, listen. You can't use the button every 4 seconds.
Yeah, there's a cool.
This is a lot of power that we've put in his hands. Don't let it go to your head.
Take his privileges.
Okay. What should my cruise ship name be? I'm thinking.
Yeah. Something
Seriously, a serious one.
Oh, a serious one.
serious
Okay.
one.
What's the
People would
vibe?
actually want to.
What's the vibe of your cruise ship?
Relaxed,
Okay. Now I'll tell you.
but nice, elegant relaxation.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's some you can do. I mean, they already stole one great name from Jimmy Buffett, but I feel like he kind of nailed that relaxed vibe down. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm gonna go with the
we.
yes Evan,
Oh, the SS7.
the yes Evan. Okay, moving on. Speaking of Jimmy Buffett,
Yeah.
okay, so this story came across the old wire.
You told me about this.
Okay, so the CDC put out a notice that the Margaritaville at Sea failed a surprise inspection.
Okay.
So I dug into this, and I wondered, well, that doesn't sound good. What does it mean? Well, it turns out if you get a score below an 85, that means you failed.
Okay.
And this particular vessel has had some scores below in the past, as well as a little above the threshold. But I was like, okay, what did they get a violation for? Mm-hmm. And in the report that I read, they allegedly got a violation for having more than 4 people in the hot tub.
Oh, lock him up.
Which I was like, ooh, yeah, that sounds terrible. Apparently, the pH of the hot tub water can get out of balance.
Okay,
If you have more than 4. So that was a immediate violation. Then they received a violation for having certain kitchen equipment in place but not in working order. Refrigeration, sinks, and deep fat fryers were mentioned.
Oh no.
So I'm picturing this kitchen that's maybe not the picture that you want.
That cheeseburger's not in paradise.
So they're going to work on getting. If they don't get these things fixed, then they may be sent back to port. But I'm sure they'll get that.
I'm sure they'll
squared
get
away.
that fixed.
So that I would call that maybe not the pinnacle of health and safety.
But it's getting there. They have a lot of
They
great
have a
feedback.
plan.
And
They
they have
have
a
a-
plan.
they have a plan.
They know exactly what to work
That's right.
on.
Now, here's something. Let's see. Okay, Attitudes and Latitudes says, speaking of Buffett, just sailed the Paradise for the parlay on Paradise. It was actually not bad. The management discussed this with us.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's nice that they're talking to you about it.
I am not downing the brand. My wife at spring break, she went with one of our daughters and a bunch of folks to the Margaritaville Resort in Hollywood, Florida,
Nice.
and had an absolute great time. And she said the property was wonderful.
Wow.
So,
Hey, that's pretty good.
yeah.
Got land down. Let's just nail C.
That's what?
We've got land down. Let's just kill it in the sea. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So, have you heard about this? There's a couple who went on a Royal Caribbean ship, and they said it was their first cruise, and they said, "Oh gosh, we met a bunch of people who were part of the Pinnacle Club, or the Pinnacle level, and we want to get that. So apparently, you have to have 700 points to achieve that." And they said, "Let's do that." Which, number one, anybody who's goes on a 3-day cruise the first time and they get off thinking, I want to be the top level.
Yeah, after your
And then
first time.
so they come home, they create a plan to do this. So the guy works out this spreadsheet of how many cruises they need to take each year to get this status as quickly as possible. So they ended up taking, it was 10 3-night weekend cruises a year and 2 7-day cruises a year. And they're halfway to achieving their goal.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, that's a client that I want, right?
I want to know really about that first ship they went on. That service must have been incredible.
It was the article said it was the Independence of the Seas.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
But they had a great time, and they have a travel advisor and the travel advisor refers to herself as their enabler. Like they
That
have
does sound like an
they have
addiction.
a bad addiction. But I'm thinking they have 21 cruises under deposit over the next year or two.
Okay.
And I was like, this is a client that we want, right? This is a great client.
Yeah. I mean, lucky travel advisor. They
Right?
really stumbled on something good. They've got to have really good, I don't know, sea legs is one thing, but for them to be on a boat so long, they must really like getting on the sea.
Yeah, well. Let's see here. Attitudes and Latitudes says they're prepping for Islander. I'm interested being in Tampa Bay area, yeah. Daniela, I'm not very creative, but I think part of my business name could work. Sea Breeze and Sunshine. I think either one of those would be great ship
Oh,
names.
I'd go on that. Absolutely.
Follow the Second Star has a Pinnacle client.
Ooh, very cool. I wonder how long.
So is that
took
like
them.
is that just like a mic drop?
That's
oh,
like
yeah?
a badge you have on your sash.
I've got one of those.
I've got a Pinnacle.
We love that. Yes, and this issue, Follow the Second Star makes a great point. You can fast track with suite bookings. So this particular couple, all of their bookings are junior suites.
Oh.
So they're earning like double points basically.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
Yes, but that's a great point. I'm glad I forgot to mention that. I'm glad you dropped it in there.
Yeah.
But that's as I was reading this. Okay, so how do you take this from that's interesting to how can I have a client that does that?
Yes.
So how do you take this? And granted, you're not going to turn every 3-night cruiser into, I want to book 50 cruises over the next couple of years. But how it's like that gamification of things, right? How do you say, how do you remind them?
Yeah.
Make sure you sign up for the loyalty program. You earn this many points, and when as you go up the scale, here's the benefits you get. So in a way, you're marketing the cruise line's product, but you're also building some loyalty and getting that repeat booking cycle going and trying to incent it.
Yeah.
How would you do that?
Oh man, I'd probably just show them how close they are to the next tier, and definitely lay on thick about how the next tier has exclusive benefits. I don't know about Pinnacle, but I know some of those higher tiers on cruises, you get exclusive lounges
Oh, yeah.
or extra service amenities, big discounts on the spa. Definitely find out what their weakness is.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate waiting in line? What
Yeah.
about priority boarding?
The free canapes would be mine.
That would be a big
So if you're in
thing.
the Pinnacle class, you get access to the lounge and you get
you get
cocktails and canapes.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
I'd be like, well, I only have to book 50 cruises. I'm in.
I got that in my back pocket.
Hors d'oeuvres? Did you say hors d'oeuvres?
How many credit cards do you need?
You had me at quiche.
Quiche?
You don't like quiche?
That's the one that gets you though.
No,
That's the
I
first
mean,
one that came to mind.
That's
was
the first.
quiche.
That's the first one that came to mind.
I don't think that would get me. No, I'm sorry.
What's the hors d'oeuvre that makes you book 50
Ooh,
cruises?
if they had calamari, I would be there. in a minute.
Calamari?
Any squid product. Yeah.
Any squid product.
Well, I don't really want the ink, but I'll take it. It's kind of cool, I guess. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And priority boarding, getting on and off the ship at a port.
yes, also
faster.
part of Pinnacle.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. If I could get on and off at the ports faster, that'd be a game changer. Because then I can spend so much more time in Greece gambling or something.
So those of you watching, Paul is ready to book 50 cruises.
Yeah, and I say Greece gambling because if I'm a Pinnacle member, I clearly have enough money to blow. I'm
Sure.
clearly doing well for myself.
Bill is in the chat. Welcome back, Bill. Bill says the Exquisite Dream would be his cruise ship name.
Oh, my goodness.
I like that.
I want to go on all of these ships.
I think I'm thinking about this. I'm getting your ideas. I think I'm just going to go with excellence.
Ooh. Would you
Simple.
Would you add a period at the end too?
Maybe like a pound sign and an at symbol.
Ooh. Okay.
No, just excellence.
Okay. That sounds
Period.
good.
No period.
I'd ask about that ship if I saw it at the harbor. I'd be like,
Excellence.
Who's got that one? Oh, and it's Jason that he inherited from his long lost uncle.
Joshua says he loves a good canapé, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference between a canapé and an hors d'oeuvre?
I've always just pretended to know what both of those were. I assume appetizers. I don't know the difference. If anyone does, please.
Bill, I'm sure Bill knows.
Yeah, I'm sure someone.
Bill, help us out.
Yeah. I just
Bill
like
always will set us straight.
Yeah, I don't care what you call them. They're just all delicious.
Right.
But quiche, okay.
So, I knew you were going to be on,
Okay.
and I was like, there's so many things. There's so much I love about your energy, but from time to time around the office, things come up, and we have this puzzled look, like, what's that?
Yeah.
So I thought, and I discovered today, in fact,
Oh, okay.
not too long ago.
Okay.
You probably remember this. I asked you what year you were born,
Oh, yes. Yes.
and I learned that Paul here was born the year that I graduated college,
yeah.
which made me feel a little old.
Hey,
Little
two
old.
great things happened in 99, baby.
That's right. So I figured we'd play a little game
Okay.
called Gen Z Time Traveler.
Okay.
So Gen Z gets a bad rap, I think.
We do?
I think.
Yeah, I know everyone drags us through the mud online. It's all true.
I think. It's all true.
No, but we get a bad rap.
So I thought it would be fun to go back to some things that I remember growing up and see if you know what they are.
Okay.
So we're going to go back in time with our Gen Z friend. But before we do, we're going to hear from Bill.
Hey, there we go.
So, according to Google, canapes are a type of hors d'oeuvre served with a piece of bread or toast or a pastry.
Really?
I knew I liked canapes because something with a toasty or
Yeah.
pastry element to it.
You get to eat the plate that it's on, basically.
Yeah, it's a little more filling. It's not like yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I did.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
I knew you would have us covered.
I know.
Okay, back to our game. Gen Z Time Traveler.
Okay.
Now you might know some of these because you surprised me
Oh,
from time to time.
I'm full of surprises.
And if you don't know, I want to hear what you think it is.
My best guess. I'll
Yeah,
give a best,
your best
guess.
guess.
Yeah, based on
And
what
if
it
you're
sounds
way off, maybe we'll let producer Evan chime in with his excessive knowledge set.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, no Googling, producer Evan. Okay. We'll start with an easy one.
Okay.
We'll ease into this. Question 1. What is a pager used for?
Oh man, I know what it is, but actually, okay. So my best guess,
Yeah.
it is like a text message that tells you someone wants to call you.
A text? Huh?
Because people always look down and they
Okay.
say, "Oh shoot, I got to go make a call." I assume
Is this what you've learned from like a
movie.
rerun of Hill Street Blues? Or
Is that another question? Do I know what Hill Street Blues is? Because I don't. No.
Go on.
So a
So
pager.
how did this work? How does it work?
So it's got a little screen with one line on it.
Okay.
Like calculator screen.
Yes.
And it'll show you, Margaret is calling. So people would go run to the payphone and go call Margaret because apparently also everybody just knew everybody's phone numbers back then off the top of their head.
Okay, you're close.
Okay.
You're pretty much on.
Oh, okay.
So you wore it on your belt, like you said.
Yeah.
And it had one line of text.
Oh.
But usually you would just put in the phone number. So you'd get a beep or a page, and it would just say 555.
Oh, that makes
the
it
number
easier.
you want to call. But if it was a strange number, maybe you wouldn't call it. But then people started using it to send like messages.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like it was like like you said,
The original text.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never actually seen one. Yeah, only
So
seen the movies.
that
They
is-
seem cool.
All right, so I'm going to give you a point for that.
I kind of want to wear one just as an
I'm
accessory.
going to get you get a point. Well done. Okay. Question 2. What does Be Kind Rewind refer to?
Oh, actually, in my old town, there was a lot of video stores. and
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that is at Blockbuster. You wanted to rewind your VHS before you returned it. I assume. I don't know why they charged you a fee if you didn't, so they were making money. Am I on it?
I'm gonna give that to you. It wasn't exclusive to Blockbuster,
Oh.
but yes, it
Hey.
is to rewind your VHS tape.
Oh, I actually do collect VHS tapes, so that one I had down. Yeah.
You do.
Oh yeah, we used to have a big collection. So I'm slowly getting back my favorite ones over time. Like I got Prince of Egypt, Hook with Robin
Great
Williams.
movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Slept on. The Star Wars ones are hard to find, but we had reprints, so I can probably get it cheap online.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Hold on.
a little Paul lore
So,
there.
bonus question,
Okay.
Mr. VHS collector.
Yeah.
What do you play a VHS tape on?
A VCR.
Okay.
Almost
Now
got
here's the
me.
bonus question. What does VCR stand for?
All right. Video cassette rewinder. I don't know.
So close.
Really?
Video cassette recorder.
Oh, really? I didn't even know
I'll
that.
give you a half point.
I
for
wouldn't
that
even.
one. Okay. Question 3. We're getting a little harder here.
Okay. I'm out of my. That was my
What-
expertise.
What was the purpose of Microsoft Encarta?
And can you use Encarta in a? What's the country of origin for Encarta?
United States.
Shoot, that doesn't help. Encarta.
Microsoft Encarta.
Does it transport your computer like a cart?
It does not.
Oh, I actually thought I had that one.
Producer Evan, do you know?
I'll make a guess.
Phone a friend.
Based on root words, which is if you're a cartographer, you're doing maps. So it's something related to maps or directions.
Oh, it's a solid guess, but wrong.
Oh.
It was Microsoft's multimedia encyclopedia before
Oh.
the internet.
Really?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
That's a good
go to something in the travel business. What is
Uh-oh.
a traveler's check?
Oh, I saw it in a movie once. Is it like a cashier's check? You know what? I think it's just a check that you can use in different countries.
I'll give you a point for that.
I don't know. I'm
That's
guessing.
kinda close.
Okay.
Okay. What was the Concorde?
A grape?
A grape. No. Producer Evan,
Phone a friend?
any idea?
I would say a cruise ship, but I will add that for Paul that Concords are a type of grape, just not what we're talking about.
Let's go!
See what I'm working with here, folks? Okay. The Concorde was a semisonic jet.
Oh, is that the spaceship-looking airplane?
Yes.
Oh, they got a Hot Wheels. of
British
that.
Air had them and Air France.
Whoa.
Yes.
Do they still have this?
No, they retired them in,
Oh,
I forget the year.
well, that seems super cool.
Okay. What was a trapper keeper?
Goodness gracious. Is that the thing that you would put your pens in when you had them in your shirt to keep the ink from spilling all over you? Well,
You started off so strong.
shoot. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like some sort of container.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a really easy one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Was Pan Am a cruise line, a South American rail carrier, an airline, or totally made up?
Everything's screaming at me that I've heard Pan Am in some movie somewhere, but I think it is an airline.
Correct.
Oh, they said it couldn't be done. They said the kid doesn't know anything. Here I am.
Okay. There's 2 more questions.
Oh, good.
When someone said smoking or non, what did they mean?
Like the section in a restaurant?
What do you mean? What?
Oh, like if you get to go to the smoking section, have a good time, or if you got to go sit with the nerds.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm impressed, Paul. So last one.
They
This
still have-
is you won't get this one.
Okay.
I don't think.
Fingers crossed, fellas.
But we're gonna give you a shot.
All right.
Final question. What does the term a plated travel agency mean?
I assume it's like catering, and maybe it's all like pre-made itineraries, like plated or buffet. You know. I feel like I'm off completely.
Not even close.
Oh, come on. Evan, help me out here. Come on, throw a guess in here. It's the last one.
I kind of know this because I was talking with Jason about this once, but isn't it some certification? And then it's something that like it's a physical thing that you're given that takes up a lot of space. Because I remember we had a conversation about this once.
You're close.
I feel
You're
like you're right
close.
on the definition.
So you remember? Okay, I was just about to say. Do you remember when you'd use a credit card and they had the little machines? But
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
remember that. I'm sure.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
I remember the swipe. That's about all I was here
you,
for.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the card. Wait, do you mean a card swipe or like the
Oh, yeah, like a card
imprint? No, I mean like where they put a piece
Oh.
of paper in and go.
Yeah, like in Home Alone 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm
So
referencing
okay,
movies a lot.
back in the day at an ARC accredited agency, when they would print tickets, there was a metal imprint plate that had your agency name, and you'd write the ticket and use this machine to certify it essentially.
Oh,
Right?
Is that what it did?
Uh-huh. And it was just a little metal plate like this, but you had to keep that secure because it was basically money, right?
Ooh.
So it wasn't huge, but yes, you were very close, Evan. Well done. And that's where the term plated.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool.
Jason, one more thing. I think we get to call another half point. Pan Am was a TV show on ABC. Also one of Margot Robbie's first TV credits. So some trivia for you there.
Wow.
Hot
Okay.
take. Not a big
So
fan of
you
Margot
didn't
Robbie.
know you were going to get some Gen Z time traveler today.
Yeah,
Maybe-
that was
maybe we'll-
actually pretty good.
let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5.
I'll take it. Hey.
4.5. That's not bad. It's better than I thought you would do.
Yeah. Well, I hope I can raise your view of me, hopefully.
What's that? I mean, you know,
Yeah. No, those are hard ones. That Concord, man.
the
Definitely
Trapper
got me.
Keeper. Did I ever tell you what the Trapper
No,
Keeper
you didn't.
was?
What the heck is that?
Okay, so the Trapper Keeper was this 3-ring binder, okay? And they came in like all these sorts of crazy colors and designs, and it would have like a Velcro lid that kept it closed. It had
Okay.
little pouches and stuff, so you could keep all your school supplies and
Oh,
whatnot
that's cute.
in there. Yes.
Oh, okay. I
Back
did not
when you
know
like
that-
wrote on paper.
didn't know that's what that was called. Yeah.
Trapper Keeper.
What was the thing I was describing called? I know that was the same kind of time frame. The
The what? The pocket
pen.
protector?
Oh, it's a pocket protector.
Pocket protector.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Bill from the chat is telling us that the credit card machine that I was talking about was called a knuckle buster
Oof.
because you would
Probably
like
slam
rack
your
it and it
hands.
would
Ouch.
hit your knuckles.
Oh,
Well, you're a good sport.
Oh,
You-
good.
You did well.
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't even
impressed.
cry.
I'm. I think my favorite answer was that the Concorde was a grape.
That's the only thing I knew. I had to guess something. Well,
give me a grape. Hey, Mom, I'll take some
a
Concords.
grape. You know, in case
Oh
you get
my
thirsty.
Goodness. Okay. What else is going on here this week? So here's a question. So every week, or I'm sorry, every month, I have one-on-one time with people that work with me, right? And in one of those one-on-ones, every month, this person brings me a question of the month. And sometimes it's a serious question. Sometimes it's a silly question. It's just to get to know each other better.
Yeah.
And this month's question was, I really liked it. That was fun. Is would you rather have free airfare or free accommodations for the rest of your life? And why?
I feel like I'm pretty easygoing as far as just sitting still for a long time.
Uh-huh.
I would put plane and be okay almost paying nothing for accommodations, but like just flying to like Beijing for 8 hours, flying back, call that a good weekend. I call that a great weekend.
So you would just hang out on airplanes?
Yeah, pretty much. I would be like a roadie, but for airplanes. You know, just like, hey,
Wow.
it's my favorite flight crew again. It's me. I just follow one crew around all the time.
Where are we going today?
I think that would be a weekend itself too. Is just where you guys going next? Me too.
Now, I think it would not take too many flights before
Yeah,
they had security like separate
Probably.
you from.
they probably pulled me
Like,
aside.
we have this weird guy in this newspaper shirt who's stalking me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
What would you pick?
at first I said air, not at all for the same reasons, but
Right, probably not.
I was like, I think getting to, because air is such an expensive part of, because most of the trips I go on are just a few days, and air is such an expensive part of it,
heartbreaker.
right? So I said air,
Yeah.
but then I was this person who gave me this question said, yeah, but if you're staying somewhere for 3 weeks, a month, semi-permanently, okay, that starts to lean towards accommodations.
Yeah, that.
So Bill wants to know, is it first class or economy? No restrictions, so assume it could be first class for air, it could be, Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, whatever suits your fancy.
Yeah, that's a hard one, actually.
But
You're right.
would you live in a hotel? Could you ever do that?
I don't think I could. There's a show that during my youth called
Yeah.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and they lived in a hotel, and that just looked like the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't think I could do that. I think I'd like to just move around a lot. And I could live at an airport.
You could live in an
I can
airport.
sleep on a plane. Yeah, I can. I'm very comfortable. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
but no, I couldn't live at a hotel. Maybe an all inclusive, but I'd get homesick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Well, yeah. What do you guys think? All inclusives or all airways? Yeah, couldn't make that rhyme.
I think living in a hotel would be pretty cool. Let's see what you all think.
That would
In
be
the meantime, we're working to bring postcards back to make it a thing. So if you are out and about visiting the wonders of this world, send us a postcard. You can send it to Love Travel, Live Travel, 70 Mansell Court, Suite 100, Roswell, Georgia, 30076. And we have a postcard today from Lisbon, and it's from Jeff and Allison Bartlett. So they sent us this beautiful postcard, and they are wishing us well from, they are exploring on the Azamara quest.
Ooh.
Yes, and they say their tour guide, John, gave them a great overview of the 4 different areas of Lisbon and the history of each. And they had some traditional Portuguese food, cod and custard tarts. Interesting.
That sounds really good.
Then on to Lagos, a great beach town. Awesome. Thank you for the postcard. So that will go up on our little postcard wall, as you can see right there. So send us a postcard. And speaking of postcards, we always like to look for affordable marketing tactics, right?
Yeah.
And if you're traveling, spending $1 to send a postcard to your top 10 or 20 clients to remind them that you're thinking of them and also demonstrating that you're expanding your knowledge set,
Yeah.
that is a no-brainer thing to do. So the next time you're somewhere, send us a postcard, but also, buy a stack. Send them to, take 20 minutes, write a quick little note. Doesn't have to be a long, letter. It can just be, hey, thinking of you, how you doing? And send them to your top clients. That's an easy thing that you can do. But we were talking about this the other day, and sometimes we think about, okay, how do we attract clients? And how do we get them to repeat? And we can't just wait for the phone to ring, right? So that's one thing you could do. You can also use a postcard. When's the last time you got a postcard? Like most people, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Or never, right? So you can buy postcards. You can, even buy a small mailing list, right? Send brand new prospects that you don't know a postcard.
What?
Because if you got that in the mail, like we all get, junk mail, but if you got an actual handwritten postcard of an interesting place, and perhaps it's a place that's in your niche or that you specialize in, with a little note that says, hey, I specialize in trips to Portugal. If you ever thought about going to Portugal or anywhere in Europe, love to sit down and talk. And you write a little thing about how you plan trips. But that's a pretty low cost, potentially high impact way to do that. And then we were talking about voicemails.
Oh,
Now, how do you feel about voicemails?
really, really awkward. I had to leave one today, and I'm never ready for them when I start. But
What do you mean?
well, it's hard talking to someone that's not there. So when I want to get my message across, sometimes it's like, ooh, I wish I sounded more casual. But it's definitely a lot better than sending an email sometimes, because I know they're going to see this voicemail.
Yes, yes. So that's the thing. And when you leave a voicemail, how often, when you call somebody in general these days, especially calling to a home number,
Oh,
a
right.
consumer number, a mobile number. Like, it's one thing if you call someone's company office, odds are you'll get someone to pick up. But if you are calling somebody at home or a mobile number, I mean, the percentage of people that actually answer the phone anymore is pretty low, to be honest. Right?
Yeah, I don't answer my phone.
Right. Yeah.
If it's an unknown number, I don't
Yeah,
answer my
right.
phone.
No one answers unknown.
Yeah.
Except people who are looking to, like, mess with the person calling. Which
Yeah.
I have a friend who does that, and it's like, come on. Anyway, that's a separate story. But it's a great way, again, if you have 10, 20, 30 clients, or many more, in your client book, and maybe you're sending an email newsletter, maybe you're sending an occasional postcard, maybe you're sending any kind of direct mail, but maybe you're still not getting the response you want. Making that outbound phone call with a prepared voicemail script is a fantastic way to land a message that they're probably going to hear. And it doesn't have to be long or complicated. It can just be like, let's pretend you're my client. Okay, we'll practice. We'll do. I'm gonna ease your fear about leaving a voicemail. You ready?
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, go. No, just kidding. Let's pretend you're.
You did not ease me just now.
I couldn't resist. So let's pretend you're my client, right?
Okay.
And you haven't booked anything in the last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even sure if
I've
you're
been busy.
You're
Come
still
on.
alive, or you've ghosted me. So I call you, and I said, let's pretend I'm a river cruise guy, right? Okay.
Ooh.
So let's pretend you booked with me a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And you loved it, right?
Of
At
course.
least you told me you did.
Because you booked it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
of course I loved it.
So I call you and I say something like this. And of course you don't answer, right? I say, hey, Paul, it's Jason. Was just thinking about you. I was just talking to somebody from Alma Waterways about a new itinerary they have. Looks pretty cool. I'm thinking about going at some point in the next 6 months. Anyway, just checking to see how you're doing. Haven't heard from you in a while. Give me a buzz back if you get a chance, and maybe we can grab a cup of coffee. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye. And then leave your number and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, so and you could make it. You could make it. It doesn't even have to be about the product. It could just be. Depends on your relationship with the person. Now,
Right.
But it could just be anything to get your name in their brain. Really is what you're after.
True.
Now, here's where you can really start layering and stacking some stuff. Mm-hmm. You leave the voicemail, and then you send them a postcard. In each of the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
What are the odds that they're at least going to be in your brain?
Oh, absolutely.
Or you're going to be in their brain?
Oh, you said a couple things that I'm perking up about. You're going on you're telling me what you're up to.
Right.
You wanted to hang out with me.
Right.
I'm at least from listening to that thinking about where would I like to travel now. So you've got traveling back into my head. So I'm going to start looking up what I want to do, and if I want to travel somewhere, you know who I'm going to reach out to, the guy who just called me.
That odds are. Now, what did that cost to do?
Nothing.
My phone call, even if I'm paying myself, costed. Let's say my 1 minute phone call. Let's say I pay myself $10 a minute. So that cost me $10. Which
Okay.
of course it didn't cost that. And what's a postcard send? Max $1 a piece, including postage.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
nice
So
one.
I spent $13. Now the $10 is made up. So right.
Yeah.
It cost me like $3.
You spent $3.
$2.50, $3 to do that. Now, can I do that to 10 clients a month?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
So that's $25 a month in just retention marketing. For $25, I'm hitting, and I could rotate that, right? So I could hit one group of clients, 10, and the next month another 10, and I could just cycle through them, right? And
Yeah.
depending on your marketing budget, and here's where it makes sense to make sure you have a marketing budget, even if it's tiny. You know, you might only have a $50 a month marketing budget. That's okay, right?
That's a great start.
You know, do things like this that do not cost a whole lot of money.
Super personal.
Right.
Yeah.
So, postcards, voicemails, great, you know, high impact, low cost, and easy to execute. Right.
Oh,
Just be
yeah.
yourself. That's all.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for getting
So
us started
thank
on
you
that.
for the postcard, Jeff and Allison, and we will put it on the wall. And it's a good reminder that postcards can have a great impact.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to hear your voicemail.
Okay.
Okay, so let's give ourselves a scene here. Here's
Okay,
here's
thank
your
you.
motivation.
Yeah, give me a scene.
So what kind of travel do you sell? What's your
all
niche?
inclusive in sunny destinations.
All inclusive hedonism resorts.
No,
Got it?
well, that one might be a little difficult to start
No,
with.
no. So so you want to sell the big nude boat?
No.
Is that
Okay,
what
let's
you
go back
do?
to hedonism. At least that's semi-close. Okay.
Okay. And you, what's something that you you recently did?
Well, I did not go to hedonism recently, ever. I don't know. Don't want anyone to think that. I recently, let's say I recently went to DC.
Okay.
That's coming up.
So you went to DC. Okay.
Yeah.
And am I a past client?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not just calling someone out of the blue.
And pitching hedonism. No, I'm not starting with that.
Okay. So let's practice. Here we go.
Start us off. Here, you hit the timer. All right, go. I forgot your name for a second. Hey, Jason! You know what? I was just in D.C., Washington, D.C., looking at all those statues with their sculptures at the Smithsonian. They didn't wear much clothes back then, but got me thinking. Hedonism. So I'm going to start checking that place out. Might hit it next month. Hey, if you're planning on any more big nude boats, let me know. I'd love to see what I could put together for you to make it that special experience with you and your buddies. All right. You have a great time. See ya. See, I'm awkward on this one, too. I'm stuttering. I can't.
I think you just did an amazing job
Okay.
getting through that.
Yeah. I should have mentioned bringing your poker buddies on the big nude boat. I bet that's the perfect place for strip poker. Man. Yeah. So maybe drop a little joke in there, a little inside joke that you guys had from a previous
Oh
conversation.
my gosh.
Okay. Build some
Moving on.
rapport.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have in the news? The Mirage Hotel. Have you ever been to the Mirage?
I walked by it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was sold to Hard Rock a number of years ago, but
Oh, okay.
they finally announced that they're closing it down.
Oh.
The Mirage is going bye-bye. They're going to renovate it and make it into a new Hard Rock property. And here's I found this interesting. So it is closing as of July 17th. So not very far.
Oh, that's
from
coming up.
now. Anyone who is currently booked into the Hard Rock, their reservations will be either canceled or adjusted to make sure they depart by the 17th.
Make sure they aren't.
So if you happen to have clients later this summer that are scheduled at the Mirage, alternate arrangements will
Yeah.
need to be made.
If you're still there, wear a hard
so
hat.
that the Mirage was an icon like for a long time.
Yeah, that's the one with the
Built it
crisscross.
in 89.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's that one.
Yeah, and then it's going to turn into a Hard Rock.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah,
I know those are
that's
popular.
interesting. Cruising's big this year. We keep saying it
Yeah.
every week.
Keeps being big.
It keeps being big and keeps getting bigger. But Vancouver, popular departure port for Alaska, expecting a record-breaking summer season. 1.27 million passengers are expected to pass through
Wow.
that port. 329 cruise ship calls this season. So, cruising in general it just continues to be bananas.
That's
Bananas. And, I think the question that, we keep seeing more new ship orders, right? Mm-hmm. You know, there's always stories about more ship orders. So, you know, does the demand ever slow down? I mean, it has to at some point, right? It has to. But I don't know. It's just each week I look for signs of a slow.
No.
You know, signs of a slowing. You know, not falling off a cliff. But I just haven't seen any yet.
Keeps cruising.
Have you seen any?
Yeah, no, I've only seen it go up, especially with Alaska. I mean, that's been a big hotspot lately. Seen a lot of growth there, yeah, I don't know when cruise is ever gonna get knocked down.
And here's the crazy thing, right? It was not too long ago, right, that we were in the beginning of the pandemic, and cruising was persona non grata.
It was
like, oh my God, you're going on a cruise.
Yeah,
Like, that's what people would say to you if you told them you were going on a cruise ship. They would be like, "You're going to die." Like, I mean,
maybe
they
a little
did.
dramatic, but yeah,
No, I'm not. That's what people
You
said.
would. Yeah,
And now to see the American public embracing it to the level they are,
yeah.
it's amazing to me. It really is.
And like that one couple, you can't get people off cruises sometimes. They want to hit that pinnacle.
That's right. That's right. So you know, again, one more sign that the cruise part of the industry continues to just, you know, massively bang on. John Wagner is in the news. Formerly was started Victory Cruise Lines. He's buying it back as part of the American Queen bankruptcy settlement. So he's going to buy back the Victory. Some ships and restart Victory Cruise Lines. So
Okay.
they'll be sailing Great Lakes
That's big.
starting in 2025. So
I'd love to check out the Great Lakes. They are ginormous. Yeah.
they really are, aren't they? Like you go to Chicago and
Right.
you see like the waterfront there, the lakefront.
You think you're on the ocean.
It looks like the ocean. You're like, that's a lake.
There's people
right?
playing
It's-
at the beach,
Yeah.
volleyball, right next to just the worst traffic
Yeah.
you've ever seen.
and I gotta say, like I grew up in Florida, right?
Right.
And so you'd hear, you'd learn in school, like here's the Great Lakes, and
Yeah.
it's people in Florida be like, oh, lakes, But then I moved up to Minnesota, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to see the Great Lakes, when you're up in that part of the world, and you're like, wow, these things are massive.
Yeah. People
So-
go jet skiing, have big boat
Yeah.
parties out there. I mean, for them, that is the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a lot of fun to check out a Great Lake tour. So I'm going to check that out.
So good luck to you, John, with Victory Cruise Lines, and looking forward to seeing those sailing again. That's great. What else is going on? Oh, after that terrible bridge collapse, cruises are starting to sail out of. Sorry, I'm just reading the message in the chat from Joshua that Robert Wagner is 94 years old, and I'm pretty certain I didn't say Robert Wagner.
Oh.
I think it's a different.
Got
Or
our
maybe it is. Maybe it's the
Wagner's
same.
crossed.
Maybe it is the same. Maybe it is the same. And also, Bill says that strip poker doesn't work if you're already nude.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. What
I
do they
just
do?
wanna
You put the
know-
clothes back on?
Exactly. I want to know how many weeks this big nude boat story can stick around in the show. Is this week 3 or 4 now? I think.
It's definitely been a consistent bit. We're gonna have to make an intro for it soon.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so Baltimore port is reopening to cruise traffic starting May 25th. So right around the corner. So that's exciting. That's good news. They got that cleared pretty quick. I'm sure there's still tons of work to do, but
Probably.
that's good that they could get business going there again, because
Right.
there's so many local businesses that depend on that.
Oh,
port
absolutely.
For their livelihood. So I'm glad to see that's getting going again. What else do we have here? Oh, and our Joshua. Last story before we wrap the show. Joshua, as you know,
Oh,
is a luxury lover.
big connoisseur.
He likes luxury. Well, Abercrombie and Kent is introducing some new tours that sounded to me like they would appeal to him,
Okay.
and a man of his taste. And it is a private jet tour
Okay.
where you can develop your essentially your own itinerary with private.
Oh, you
plane.
get to pick the spots.
Kind of. It's when you have a private jet, you kind of get to do what you want.
I kinda get that
It kind of
feel.
goes with the territory.
Yeah.
But with A&K's guidance.
Okay.
So I saw that. I was like, that sounds like something Joshua would be.
Something of
Would be up
his
for.
je ne sais quoi. Something
Yeah,
of
I
his
think so.
stature.
Oh, there's also real quick. There's a company that's offering with Costa Cruises a special insurance if the airlines lose your luggage,
Oh.
and that made me think of him too.
Yeah.
Because when Joshua travels, he travels. I used to be a check bag guy all the time, but I'd have one check bag.
Okay.
Joshua has 6, 7, 8 check bags at times. There's the makeup case, there's the shoe trunk, there's the hanging garment bag, and several others.
The shoe
Frankly,
trunk
I'm
holder.
not sure what all goes in them.
Yeah.
But it's a special service that if the airlines do lose your bags, they will work with the airlines and the cruise lines to get them back for you.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, Joshua. If you're gonna sail on Costa, that's a pilot program. The Carnival Corp might be rolling out to all their brands soon. So they're calling it the Joshua Harrell 8-bag policy.
I love that. Can never be too safe, especially with such quantity.
Do you have anything to say on anything?
I am just only proud that I did better than I thought I would on Gen Z
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
quiz hour.
You nailed it. And I want to give big props to our IT department who have blocked Joshua's hacking attempts to cut the power grid. Well done. Big props to producer Evan manning the board. And so glad that we have him on camera.
Yeah, Jason, one note just to wrap things up.
Yeah.
The context with the Hard Rock, the Venetian expanding, the juxtaposition of those two things is interesting,
Oh,
right? Where you have the Mirage, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right?
yes.
Where the Venetian is investing big time, and then you now have the Mirage closing. So
Mm-hmm. The Vegas Strip never stays the same. With that, I will use Joshua's magic wand, close us out. We love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, spread the love, join us on Fridays at 4, and let's go NFL. Have a great day.